Alright guys, start of another billet here. Well, it's actually a partial billet that I'm expanding on. I had a piece of leftover 66 layer that was composed of 1084, 1095, and 15N20. It was 60 layers. What I did is I took this and cut the original piece into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and then in the middle I have 3 layers of 15N20, which is the high nickel composition that gives the light etch when you etch, and it also makes a nice edge. So I'm going to forge weld this. So what I would end up is 267 layers if I don't fold it again. Okay, so that'll be my end product on this one. 267 layers, and we'll make a knife out of it. So more to come. Today is January 21st, 2014. Alright, this is the billet I've continued. I've done 3 heats, got a nice forge weld on this, and I've ground a pattern in. So I did some cross type grinds and then little drill holes or partial holes with a 5/16 bit. So what I'll do now is heat up the forge, continue to flatten this until it's a workable piece of steel then for a knife. And the thought behind this is when you flatten it, these lower layers come to the surface, and that'll give kind of a ladder type pattern with these ones. And then I'm not too sure what I'll end up with all the other stuff I've done. So we'll get it worked out here, and before we even make a knife, we might just do a quick etch to see what it looks like. I'm pretty excited about this one, so stay tuned. Excuse me. Okay guys, so what we have here is my billet. I forge welded these pieces together. This weld was a beautiful weld. I don't see any inclusions, cold shots, anything that looks like it will affect this blade. This is a 267 layer Damascus, and in the center, which you can't really see now, I have sandwiched 3 layers of 15N20, and then surrounded by the multiple layers of Damascus, which are made up of not only 15N20 but also 1095 and 1084. All of the steel is from Aldo at the New Jersey Steel Baron. So this is approximately 3/16 by 8 1/4 inches, maybe inch and a quarter, inch and a half width. So it'll make a really nice blade. Brought it in. I don't normally sand them down this smooth, but I was real eager to see what pattern I could get with this, so I thought I'd etch it tonight just to get an idea what my blade's going to look like. What I did on this, as you saw in the previous videos, I ground multiple ladder type lines, but also one long line, and then several partial drill holes, both sides, and of course then you draw it back out to make those indentations disappear. But what that does is bring the lower layers of steel out, and makes quite a interesting pattern, contrasting appearance. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing some etching with ferric chloride. See what kind of a pattern we have here. One of the things you got to do first is I'll be putting on gloves, but we got to get all these smudges, oils, fingerprints off of here, because it will affect how the etch takes to the metal. So we want to start with really clean, oil-free steel. You can see a lot of those smudges on here. So gonna work on that right now. Hang on. Okay, so got my gloves on. Now I've taken this and I've gone through it with some isopropyl alcohol, and then I actually washed it with warm soapy water, so should be completely free of any smudges. Got my tank full with my ferric chloride here. This is a batch I've had for a while, but it should still be fine. So putting this in here, 825, I'm going to give it about a half an hour. The way it sits in there, it's flat on the bottom, and I'm always concerned that the etchant doesn't get to the bottom side. So I will periodically kind of make it flip over. I just use these to kind of grab it and flip it. But ferric chloride is an acid. Of course, you need to be careful. Don't want to get this in your eyes. It does stain the skin. It's not too caustic on skin, but they do recommend gloves when you're handling it. So that's where I'm at. Keep posted. We'll be checking back here shortly to see what it looks like. Okay guys, finished a half-an-hour etch with ferric chloride etchant. What you can see here, you see the lines going this way and then this way. You can see this ladder pattern. These are from my work I do to draw out the pattern. I also ran a drill bit in at several spots, which gives these little circle push throughs. They're not as prevalent here. Let's see here on this one, that would be one. There's a couple really good ones. So anyhow, but the ladder type pattern comes out nice. It's gonna make a great blade. You can see the narrower band down here. That's the 15N20. I put 3 layers in the middle of this. Anyhow, should make a really neat knife. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is destroying everything I've done, basically forging out a knife and then doing the profiling process, which I'll try to keep y'all part of. But this is going to wrap for the initial video on this. So we got a 267 layer billet, excellent welds, 15N20, 1084, 1095. Forge welded right here at Union Forge. Okay, till we meet again.